Well, it really it does get difficult in moments to specifically to stay energized, right? A lot of coffee as you see me using the old slate night mug here from, the other the other summit. But I feel like my whole team is I mean, again, we are in a creative school and a lot of us are alumni from the school. So just naturally there is the creativeness built in from being in our environment. But in general, not everyone is an alum and not everyone is in the creative world, but we are all generally really creative on our team. And I find like our boss, my boss Sarah, really allows us to flourish and shine with our ideas and doesn't, kind of like micromanage any of that, right? She's very open and lets us kind of just do things sometimes, depending on what it is. But staying energized in times of like right now, right? We just came out of retreat. We're building applications that are launching on Tuesday for 2026 while still closing 25. And we have an entire new leadership team at Columbia that started a month ago. It's a lot happening right now, but I find that these creative moments are the saving grace, right? So, yes, I'm exhausted from retreat. Yes, there was 2 days where I literally didn't sleep because I was working on retreat and work and everything all at once. But was it worth it? Absolutely, because I feel like going into the new cycle reinvigorated and like refreshed on why I love Columbia and just so much good and so much stuff to look forward to. So I think, our team just leans into each other a lot. There's moments where I'm not my best and my boss really just knows, take some time, right? Like she's really, really good at supporting and my colleague Marty has like we talk all the time offline and checking in with each other via text every weekend when we're not working and dog pics. We both love dogs, so dog pics back and forth, So we have that benefit with of working with this really close-knit team. We've been the one consistent at Columbia, I would say. We were lucky enough to not be impacted by a round of layoffs we had last year. I mean, we have a small team. One person leaving would literally just be a detriment to process. Our operations team does almost everything manually now because of our new SIS implementation project. And myself, I do our undergrad and grad, and then my colleague Marty does all of our special populations. So like we have very specific things that we're focused on and losing one of us would be bad. So, we have been lucky enough to be a consistence for each other. But I always say like Slate, it's a data job, right? We're doing data work, we're looking at reports, we're looking at queries, we're building forms, we're launching events, but there's so many ways in which to get creative in this role. That was actually a big draw for my colleague Marty coming into this position from a recruitment role. And I was like, you know what? My favorite part of this is I get to be more creative in my day-to-day work than I've ever been, even just in like trying to figure out something to craft or make, you know, uh, and that really keeps me going. Um, it really allows the work to be a little bit more fun. It as much as I love data and I love I'm doing this really fun data project and with scholarships and auditing and looking at what if this or this for our formulas and it's a blast and I love looking at those outcomes. But, how can I make that even more creative or how can I make that more legible to folks that don't look at data that way all the time or, digest it in a more fun way. Um, those are the things that really, really keep me going. And then I get to again take that step further to the trainings and the things we deliver to the team. Um, and then their reactions. are always worth it. And then I'm like, okay, by the time I'm done, I'm like, and then they are like, that was a blast, or thank you so much. I learned so much from this, or I learned something I've never knew existed. And then it's just immediately right in that moment. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how exhausted I am. It was all worth it, right? Because the outcome is there. So, um, staying energized has nothing to do with sleep, unfortunately, but uh, we figure it out somehow. And it goes back to, the slogan. I know you all kind of might know me for at this point. We give a shit, so we make it happen, and we make it work, right? So, yeah.
Yes, hold on. I've got to get my sticker here.
Yep. There it is.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness, there we go.
I see it.
Thank you, by the way. I appreciate
Of course,
it.
of course.
I haven't found the perfect place. I wanted to do the interview so I could like show you first. Now I have to find the place to put it.
Nice.
But no, I love. I feel like there are so many amazing technical people in the Slate community who do so many cool things.
Yeah.
But the things that always blow my mind are the creative uses, like the independent subqueries. Those are always just like David, I think from Yale, has like the bass guitars in his background, and he's also just a very creative person. And it's just like that is such a creative, interesting, unique way to use independent subqueries that I don't think someone who's just data is going to come up with. It's that side angle that you're going to come at projects to, that you're going to be able to see these interesting things. And I think also one of the reasons why I love doing the podcast, like it's a lot of time, but it's allowing my brain to spin on creative ways to do stuff that is also coming into my 9 to 5 now, and I would not have gotten to it otherwise. So I love that creative piece of the community and your work specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. It keeps it fresh. It keeps us going. You to your point, like it breaks us of the mundane and the day to day, and I really think it's super key to the roles we all play as Slate administrators, specifically, regardless of your level. Um, I see it in so many people I've been interacting with, whether they're directors of systems or slate captains or business analysts or whatever that might be, operations coordinators, etc. There's so much. Every little person has some sort of creative aspect approach to that level of their job, and it's really cool to see. And it's stemming around the system. It's crazy to me, but I love it.
It's very empowering to like techno-functional people who get the data, but aren't like, I don't have a doctorate degree in like data analysis, but I'm able to still do these wonderful things that leverage data and technology and statistics in a way that is really empowering to the entire office and the student body. So thinking kind of as an extension of that, what is like the weirdest or most unexpected place you've gotten inspiration for a Slate solution or a team building initiative?